So I feel like I know you because I've watched you probably like 4 days a week. You're like my soap opera now. I don't watch soap operas quite as much anymore. Never did. But now I feel like if I've missed a day, I don't feel like I know what's going on in the world. I want to ask you first, the briefings that appear all over television, all over the internet. At what point did you and the staff of the CDC come together and say, we need to update people daily on what's going on with COVID-19 and make sure that we have complete and total access?
You know, that we started doing these briefings even before we had our first case. And the motivation behind them was twofold. The first was we knew this was going to be a really fast moving epidemic. It's just the way that it took fire first in central China, then elsewhere, then to the US, and then the spread across multiple states. We knew that when it came to Maine, it was going to be a wildfire, which took us to our second realization. There's a lot of benefit in situations like this to talking not just to members of the media, but talking directly to people in the state of Maine. What we wanted to do was create an environment where individuals, residents, citizens in Maine weren't getting the latest facts through the lens of someone in the media, but rather they were getting it directly from me, a face that they could see every day, that they could hear, and that they could listen to the questions that were being asked for. I think that's important for when we talk about building trust in any kind of emergency situation. One of the words that I live by are the following: in an emergency, credibility is the only thing you've got. And for me, it was really important that every single person in Maine saw the guy who was making decisions, talking about what was going on. They got a chance to see me, hear from me, even if they disagreed with me. I wasn't some face behind a wall in an office somewhere. I was someone that they could see and interact with. And that was really important to me because in an emergency, all you've got is your credibility.
And you give out daily vital information to the people of Maine, information that is of utmost consequence. But you also bring this level of engagement to it that makes it, and I hesitate to use this word because I know this is a very serious situation, but fun to watch. Whether it be your nicknames for Don Kerrigan or quoting Prince, which by the way blew my mind. Was there any decision-making process to bringing those types of things to these briefings, or is that just you being you?
That's just me ensuring that if I were the person watching, I would want it to be something that I would want to watch. The numbers themselves are sterile. The subject matter is, let's just be honest, it's depressing, it's dark. And these are difficult times, to say nothing of the fact that folks are out of work. And I don't want to be flippant. I'm never flip about the subject at hand because, as you said, Dan, it's serious stuff. But the fact of the matter is, and this is something I learned way back in medical school, sometimes when things are the darkest, that's the time for just a little bit of levity and humanity in the situation. And so, no, it's honestly not part of some deliberate scheme. It's me being me, trying to make the briefing the kind of thing that I would want to watch and get educated from, both on the small bit of humor and levity that I try to inject, as well as, you know, the motivations I try to provide. I try never to talk to people. I always try to talk with them.